What's up, you guys? I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre. Welcome back to the channel and this Marvel Avengers video. And today we're going to be talking about Thor, the self-proclaimed strongest Avenger, who backs it up with some really powerful abilities. Not only does Thor wield the power of the Odin Force, infusing many of his attacks with shock damage, but he also has some really powerful team buffing abilities that in particular synergize very well with Iron Man's Hulkbuster, allowing Iron Man to vastly extend the duration that he can stay inside his Hulkbuster armor. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video for that detail. But getting right into it, Thor's intrinsic ability is the Odin Force, which allows him to imbue all of his attacks with lightning powers, which is not only effective for interrupting enemies, but also deals tremendous stun damage and has a lot of area of effect. So Thor is extremely powerful for clearing out waves and waves of enemies, especially if you can get him kitted with gear that enhances his ability to do shock damage. But besides that, Thor also has some extremely unique abilities that no other hero has. For example, he wields Mjolnir, the weapon of Thor. And this is something that, true to nature, since nobody else has the power to pick it up and you must be worthy, you can actually use the hammer to pin enemies down to the ground. And not only is this just one of the most satisfying things to do in the game, it's very epically Thor, but it also helps you isolate enemies and not only easily track down and kill people, but you can also remove people from combat, like pesky enemies, elite synthoids that are shooting you with laser beams, or it works especially well against those squads of elite units, the 5 people that you have to take down. If they're small members, you can hold them down even while they have a complete overshield on, using the power of Mjolnir, and leave them completely helpless and easy targets for walloping. But that's not all. Thor also has some really powerful superheroic abilities. This support heroic ability, called Warrior's Fury, makes you and your teammates invulnerable for a limited amount of time, and there are some really cool specializations that you can put on it. But one in particular that works really well combined with an Iron Man teammate is Yggdrasil's Favor, that nearby teammates receive an intermittent intrinsic energy boost of 20% while Warrior's Fury is active. And this synergizes well with Iron Man's Hulkbuster armor, because the time that he gets to spend inside this armor is not on a standard timer, it's actually on an intrinsic energy meter. So if Thor activates this ability while Iron Man is in the Hulkbuster armor, you will get a continuous few seconds of extra intrinsic energy, which allows you to use some of the Hulkbuster's most powerful abilities, like the Magnum missiles, multiple times in a use, while normally you'd maybe only get a single use of that ability while using the Hulkbuster armor. Then the attack ability is called God Bless. It's a pretty straightforward lightning attack, except for it's really great for interrupting enemies. When it's active, you can sit there and hold the button down and it will lift them up into the air with a group of cyclones, and then you can even attack a nice group of it at a time. Pretty straightforward, but also really good for dealing just a ton of damage. And like I said before, that is where Thor excels. And then of course, for this superheroic ability, Thor can actually enter the Bifrost. You teleport into the sky, and then when you return from the Bifrost, you deal a ton of damage. First off, this is a great way to escape an emergency situation. For example, if you're super low on health, you can Odin Force out of there, but at the same time, you can also just make a quick move and help a teammate out who's maybe in trouble. And you can also put some really good specializations on this one, where there's a giant circle, an area of effect around the point where you drop your Bifrost that can either heal your teammates or deal incredible damage to your enemies. And in addition to that, behind all of Thor's heroics are just this incredible ability to do stun damage. Like, look at how quickly I go through these assault adaptoids. I do a takedown on him, and within a couple of seconds, I'm able to put another takedown on them. And it's mostly because of the use of the Odin Force power, and Thor with Mjolnir can just deal out some incredible stun damage. So definitely make sure you're singling out some of these bigger characters like the adaptoids that other heroes might have a harder time on, because you're going to be easily able to stun them in a way and deal huge amounts of damage that other heroes might not be able to do so. And then, especially if you have that Iron Man partner, make sure you have the Yggdrasil's favor on, and if you see them in their Hulkbuster armor, give them that incredible intrinsic power boost. I can't wait to share even more heroic guides with you guys once we get more heroes into this game. If you're really excited about Kate Bishop and Hawkeye coming to the game, make sure you stay subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can see guides on them as soon as they are released. In the meantime, I'm not amazing, I'm just Meaty Yogurt, and I'm out.